Hey. Hell yeah. Hey. Hey y'all, welcome, welcome, welcome. Definitely give y'all a second to get in here. Reporting live from the bottom bunk in my bedroom. It's Monday Magic. Na 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 magic. Hey, 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 hey. Don't tell nobody I did that, okay? That's, I'm cool as a cucumber, Very, very pea, We're not goofy over here. We're cool. We're magical. I don't know if y'all couldn't tell, I missed y'all. So bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. But welcome to Monday Magic, y'all. It's your boy Mark. I'm back. Did y'all think I wasn't coming back? Even though I was here last week? I'm always here, I miss one, people like to act like they forget. They forget how consistent you are. So just checking. I don't know. I just feel like a big goofy goober right now. So that might be significant. Maybe the energies are real light, which is interesting because I feel like yesterday was a very shadowy day. As far as energy goes, I feel like it was still a good day. Like all roads lead to the same place, but the energies were definitely a little more shadowy than usual, I guess. But I do have access to the chat today. Got my laptop over here. Let me know if y'all can hear it and stuff, because I know I like to be breathing all heavy. So let me know. Don't have me come back and check later, and then, sounds all messed up. Because no bueno. I take my audio very, very, very seriously. So, but that being said, we can start to get this show on the road. Gave a little bit of time for, my magicians to get in here. But I'm excited. I'm so excited. Today's going to be a great one. Yeah, we're indoors. It was a little chilly outside. And yeah, I didn't want my hands to start to get cold or, now I'm fighting the elements, trying to stay present with you all. So I figured we just do it inside. And that allowed me to have my laptop here so I can still access the chat and talk to y'all. And yeah, it was just definitely an inside type of vibe. And I'm excited, honestly. I'm so excited. But yeah, that being said, I know I already said it, but I'm Mark. I'm your reader. This is Monday Magic. And yeah, we're here to see what's in store for this week. And it feels like it's going to be a big one. Winter is definitely underway and very, very active. And yeah, the winter energies are very loud. The energies to slow down, the energies to let chapters close and tie up any loose ends. The pushes to introspect and to look within. Just all those winter energies, they're very, very present right now and seem to be amping up and getting louder. And I know we're in the new year, 2026, but yeah, we're still in the winter and we're still at the end of the snake year, So we're still shedding that skin. And yeah, it's very important to just be gracious with yourself and to embrace the energies that are present right now and to not feel like you're supposed to be doing anything, like you're supposed to be going mile a minute, you're supposed to be, sticking to your New Year's resolution. You're supposed to, none of that energy. Be very, very present with yourself and connected to your internal rhythms and your own tempo and understand that that's going to be very important right now. And that's your guidance. That's your GPS. That's what tells you where you're supposed to be. So, yeah, if all else fails, tune in to you. And not even if all else fails, just tune into you. Start there and, allow everything else to trickle outward from there. But, yeah, that felt very significant. That thread of energy just came through and I followed it. But, yeah, no more free magic. You know how we get things started here. And if you don't know, if you're new to the party, hey, welcome to Monday Magic. You're in for a super, super duper treat. And yeah, before we get started, we start every session with our presence practice, which is our breath work on one hand. That's where we start. And on the other hand is our body scan. And together that makes our presence practice. And that just really creates room in our vessel. It creates room in our energy field. And yeah, it just really brings us into the present and allows us to be in the most optimal space and state to work with these energies. As yeah, the energy is typically very charged, it's usually a lot. And yeah, so our presence practice gives us the best chance to contain the energy and to work with it without being overwhelmed, or without, our mind and body and energy being scattered a bunch of places to where, we can't put our best foot forward. So that being said, we're going to get started with our breath work. And for the breath work, we're going to do, I was going to say deep belly breaths, but I want to do some box breathing with y'all. So we're going to do box breathing, and we're going to count to 6. And for box breathing, it's just when you close your eyes, if you're a visual person, if you can visualize, you're going to just visualize yourself drawing a box as we breathe. So it's going to be inhale. Oh, wait. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, and then we're just going to keep going like that. And it's going to be a count of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's going to be the count for the breaths. And yeah, and just make sure you stay very present with the drawing of the box, because that's what's going to keep you present, and that's where your focus should be. And if you find your mind wandering left or right or from this place to that place, just go ahead and express gratitude for the opportunity to, reroute your attention, because understand every time your attention goes and you pull it back, that's the practice right there. That's your mindfulness muscles being trained, because it's easy to stick with it when your mind is just chilling, but once it starts to wander and, you start to get a little, uncomfortable or even antsy or anxious, or, it starts to be less effortless, then that's where the practice is, and that's where the work is really happening. Just like in the gym, when you're pushing those weights, it's easy the first few, but the real work is when it's like, every rep you do after starts to get like that. That's the work. So it's the same with meditation. And I know a lot of people I've talked to, they're like, oh, it's not for me. I can't get my mind to settle down. It's like, that's why you need to meditate. That's literally the importance of the practice. So whenever they say that, I'm like, yes, you're the prime candidate for meditation. You're the exact person who needs meditation. If it really wasn't for you, you'd be telling me like, oh yeah, I just sit there and, I just be sitting there all day, just bored, and it doesn't really do anything. It's like, oh damn, then maybe you don't need to meditate. But if you're saying that, your mind goes this way or that way, won't let you just chill in one space, then exhibit A, buddy. So yeah, so understand that you're just fine. You're exactly where you need to be once it starts to feel like that. So yeah, that's an important reminder. So definitely remember that moving forward. And hey, if we hear other people, or when it comes to their meditations too, let them know like, yo, that's the work. That's exactly where you should be. So hey Dream. Definitely made sure to get here on the scheduled time and not let it get too late. Hello, Haley. Hey, y'all are here. I was definitely trying to stall a little bit till y'all got here, my OG magicians. I definitely love y'all, and yeah, it's good to see y'all. So, and I'm glad that I can see the chat today. Wow, see, welcome to Monday Magic. I stopped meditating because of frustration and opened up this stream, and you're talking about what I was experiencing. Yeah, welcome to Monday Magic. That's the energy we live in here. A lot of synchronicity and right place, right time, and all that. So, hell yeah, you're in the right place. And I'm a big meditation advocate. So, yeah, it's interesting that popped up for me to really nail in today, because it's very important. So, I hope, yeah, you feel better about it moving forward. Hey, Scotland, 8:10 p.m. Wow. So it's typically Monday night magic for you over there. That's dope. But that being said, y'all are distracting me. You know what we got to do. It's time for our presence practice. We're going to get going with our breath work. Yeah, box breathing. So inhale, 1, count to 6. Hold, count to 6. Exhale, count to 6. Hold, count to 6. And then we restart all over again. But go ahead. get into your position where you're going to be meditating today. Introduce some movement into your body. Get a little flow going, you know me. And then when you're ready, just go ahead and slowly and lovingly close your eyes. And let's get going. So we're going to get going with our inhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. And don't worry if your count to 6 is different than mine. Feel free to honor it. Just make sure you're keeping the count consistent. Or the rhythm consistent. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Couple more rounds of that. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. And before we conclude our breath work, we're going to do one deep breath all the way to the belly, as deep as you can. Hold. And then slow exhale, slow as you can, like letting the air out of a balloon. And make sure your exhale is longer than your inhale, which promotes relaxation and lets your nervous system know that you're safe and you're relaxed and that you're okay to be present. So, inhale. Exhale. Great job. All right. That being said, we're going to go right into our body scan. And for the body scan, you're just going to place your awareness at the area or the body part that I call out. Don't think about what you may notice there. Don't judge it. If you notice any tension or any stuck energy, just use your awareness to lovingly release it and allow the energy to flow and to pass. But don't get stuck anywhere. Don't start to question things or wonder how long they've been there or where they came from or anything like that. Just notice and allow. And yeah, stick with us as we continue to move. And remember that presence is the name of the game. So as present as you can be, the most you'll get out of it. So that being said, we're going to start at our toes today. So go ahead and place your awareness on your toes. Give them a little bit of a wiggle. Let's get going. So, toes. Then your feet. Then your ankles. Then your lower legs, your calves, your shins. Then your knees. Then your upper legs, your thighs, hamstrings. Then your waist. Then your pelvic area. Then your hips. Then your butt. And if you're sitting or laying down, pay special attention to where your body meets the surface that you're sitting on or laying on. And really lean into that support that's there. And even express a little bit of gratitude. Thank you. Then we're going to go to our hands. And really pay special attention to the subtle vibrations in your palms. If you stay still enough and allow your awareness to be soft enough, you can actually feel the vibrations. Next, we're going to go to our arms. Then our stomach. Chest. Shoulders. Then the back, lower and upper. Neck. Then your chin. Then your cheeks. Your mouth. Your nose. Your ears. Then the back of your head. Then back to your eyes. Your forehead. And last but not least, the top of your head. Good job. Take special note of how you're feeling and how the energy in your body feels. Is it charged? Is it calm? Take special note on how you feel now versus before a presence practice. Go ahead and express gratitude to yourself 3 times for, this act of self-care. And it can be out loud, it can be energetic, whatever feels right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And before we end our practice, we're going to do one more deep breath. Inhale all the way to the belly. Hold. And then slow exhale. Don't force the air out at all. Just allow it to just leak out, like letting the air out of a balloon. So inhale. Exhale. Go ahead and bring your awareness back to your surroundings. Notice any sounds that may be in your environment without getting lost in them or thinking about them or anything like that. Just become aware of them. And when you're ready, go ahead and slowly and lovingly open your eyes and come back into the space. Whew. Thank y'all. That was dope. Hold on. Whew. How y'all feeling? I feel great and very, very present. Like even my mind right now is like stone cold quiet. Like I can hear crickets damn near. Thank you. Thank y'all for being a part of that. And, yeah, big energy. But that being said, it's time for the moment we all been waiting for. And, that brings me to my first surprise. New deck alert! Ooh. But yeah, our new deck, The Infinite Door by Pamela Love and the art by Chris Maniaki. Yeah, if I butchered that, and definitely drop the pronunciation in the chat because I definitely would love to get it right. Hey, turn up, dream. But yeah, I'm so excited about these cards, and yeah, it was such a journey just to even get them. A journey of patience, of surrender, detachment, all the stuff we talk about, honestly. So yeah, it feels like these were definitely for us. So I'm very excited to, dive in with them, with you all. And yeah, just the journey that they'll take us on, honestly. This is the back, it says illumination, divination, meditation, and navigation. And that sounds pretty Monday magical to me. So, that being said, hey, welcome to Monday Magic, y'all. Yeah, I have no idea what's going to come out today in the reading, but well, we got action. First out, 3 of Cups. And that definitely feels like the vibes right now. Feels like we're in a space of celebration, a space of being exactly where we need to be. And it just feels like this week we're being celebrated by our guides, our spirit teams, by our higher self, our future selves, like everything that is. And I'm being drawn to their faces, how their faces are kind of like the cosmic galaxy. Like you see like stars and it's kind of blue like the night sky. And it just feels like, yeah, our support is very proud of us. All the things that supports our ancestors and even some of the things in the physical as well. It just feels like this is our coronation and the culmination of our journey. It's like, yeah, it's our moment to just be, what's the word? Just to be celebrated and acknowledged, It's kind of like, hey, cheers to that. And it's like, yeah, that's where we are right now. So if you've been doing the work, and I know you have been, then yeah, allow your celebration to be beautiful because it is here for you. Hell yeah, y'all keep turning up in that chat. That's definitely the vibes right now. And it's like, that's where we are right now. It's like we're at our party. It's like, yeah, it's winter, it's cold outside, but we all know that it's all right. Like we're in the flow of things right now and we're not forcing anything. We're just allowing. And that just feels like exactly where we need to be right now. So kudos to you, and I'm proud of you, and I'm proud of us. And yeah, the things we do here are so big and way bigger than we even know. And it's like this card that just popped out, I saw at the bottom, and I kind of ignored it. And then I shuffled a couple times, and it popped out. So yeah, Queen of Swords. Yeah, and this just feels like stay focused. Stay focused on what you're focused on. And don't miss out. Yeah, don't split your energy between, working on the things you're working on, but also being worried about, these other things that feel like they're so important, or that if you don't pay attention to them, that things will get messed up, Like if you're being called to, work on this project, but it's like, you're like, oh man, but they need me over here. Like, oh, is everything okay? But you're spending so much time working on a project, looking back, or, to where you're not able to dive in and fully immerse yourself in the work. Understand that you're out of alignment. And you see, like, she's looking this way, but then there's the eye looking dead at us. And it's like, she don't have to watch her back. She still can see. She knows that everything's okay. Yeah, spirit has her back. Her guides has her back. And she has her own back without having to consciously sit there and try to micromanage everything and make sure everything's okay. It's like you can allow yourself to really give yourself to your work, or really give yourself to the things that are calling to you right now. And that's exactly what the call of this card is. It's like, yo, this week, lock in on what is calling to you. Lock in on yourself. Lock in on the things you're doing, and trust that everything else is being tended to. And that when it's time for you to really give yourself to these other things that you feel like are so important, that you'll feel that call too. So you don't have to force or try to really control so much or curate the perfect experience as far as just where you're putting your time. Trust your heart, trust the calls that you're getting, and go in those directions and allow everything else to unfold as it will, because it will. It doesn't take any conscious effort from you, any conscious micromanaging from you at all. And I'm also being drawn to the hands coming out of her head. It's like, it's not just you. Like, you see she got extra hands here. She's got eyes behind her back. It's like you're being supported by so much. And it's like all you have to do is do what your part and trust that the rest is being done. So, yeah, definitely remember that. And that was an important message because, like I said, I tried to keep moving and it came right back out. Like, please, like, you saw me. But yeah, this deck is absolutely beautiful, if you haven't noticed yet. It feels very magical and, yeah, very creative. Everything that we are here. Interesting how those jumped right out, but now it feels kind of calm. The energy feels very charged but calm at the same time, honestly. Like in my hands, the cards feel calm, but I feel the energy in my body, like in waves. Yeah, trust the info you're getting in your body, yo. If you're feeling things, acknowledge them, and hey, there might be information there. There is information there. There's no coincidence, and everything is for a reason. Page of Wands. Yeah, I'm hearing stand firm. Stand firm in the things you believe. Stand firm in the things you're doing. And stand firm on yourself and who you've become up until this point. And I'm being drawn to how his wand is taking root. So it gives me the impression that he's been here for a while, you know. And but in that being said, he also is still standing tall. He's not leaning over like he's tired or like he needs rest or he's been here too long. He's standing there firm, like he just got there. But the roots feel like he's been there for a long time. So it's like that's what you're being called to do right now, is to stand firm, like, and be unwavering right now. Especially as people come and, you know, might be introducing extra noise into your experience right now, or trying to plant seeds of doubt within you, or just coming with energy that's just not useful to where you're going. Don't allow it to sway you this way or that way, and don't get too entangled with it. Understand that you can allow these things to pass just like clouds in the blue sky, you know. If you look at them and they'll move, they'll keep moving. It doesn't take any force or any engagement or anything from you to move them out the way. Like if you look up, go about your business and look up again, chances are they'll be gone, you know. And it's like, that's what you're being asked to do. All you have to do is stand firm where you are. And understand that, yo, as long as you honor yourself and these things that are calling out to you, that there's nothing else to do. And you can allow the noise to just be noise and allow it to move and pass, because it will. Yeah, I'm also being drawn to the hand and the back. That's the building. And that just also feels like the divine support behind you. And it's like you don't have to watch your back. You don't have to, you know, feel like so much is on you to make happen as far as just protecting yourself, or as far as clearing things up or defending yourself or any of that stuff. It's like you can focus on doing your thing, stand firm where you are, and continue as you were. And trust that these things that are popping up or surfacing that just aren't worth your energy, trust that they just aren't worth your energy, and it doesn't take any energy from you to address them or move them or do anything. And yeah, I got 5 of Wands on the bottom in reverse. And this honestly feels like a resurrection, you know? Like, you see how his hand's coming out of the snake's mouth. And it's like, it just feels like either you thought you were done or people thought you were done for, and this is you, like that, the return, like the hand coming out. It's like, oh, wow, wait, he's, you know, they thought you were done for. They thought, you know, your whole body's in the snake, like you're done, but that hand is still kicking, you know. These wands, the electricity coming out, and these are little snakes on his hands too. It's like against all odds, he's still kicking, and that feels like you right now. It's like, allow yourself to resurrect, to come back stronger, you know, even if you've been down for a really long time. And if you know, you feel like you're not even, like if this is something like, okay, I gave up on this, but you know what, I'm feeling called back to it. Then it's like, yo, don't feel like just because you gave up or just because it's been a while that, you know, you can't come back, or you're not redeemable, because you are. And you have that call, and now you're coming back stronger. You come back with more experience, and you're not the same person you were. And yes, it may take some time as far as just, you know, getting back in the swing of things, but you're better off than you were if you allow yourself to be, because now you have the experience of stopping, of now you understand that, wow, okay, this really is for me. You have that spark, that new spark to come back. And that's everything right now. And that's your superpower right now. So it's like, as you come back, don't be hesitant or feel like, oh man, like I'm not as good as I used to be, or I gotta wait until, I get some time in and then I'll be as good as I once was. Understand that you are everything you were then and more, Time is is a construct anyway. It's like as long as you continue on, it's right where you left off. If you allow it to be, yes, you might have to get reacclimated with it, but you're definitely better off because you have more experience now. So enjoy this process and allow it to be beautiful because it is. And hey, Bunsfish, welcome to the party. Yeah, and underneath that, on the bottom is the Empress. And it's like, yeah, things are growing, and just allow them to grow. And understand that as long as you continue to show up and continue to do your thing, that you're getting better and that you're becoming closer and you're becoming more of yourself, and that things are progressing. And whatever it is you're working on right now, it feels like, yeah, it feels like you're about to give birth to something really, really big and bigger than you even anticipate. So it's like the biggest call right now is to just take the things you're doing very seriously. And that doesn't mean like be afraid to mess them up or like be hella cautious about them, but it's more so just put your best foot forward and really put in what you're trying to put in. Like if it's really important to you or if it feels special to you, put that energy into it. Treat it that way. Don't just sit there and only be like, oh man, I gotta keep working on this thing and I can't wait till I'm done, because if that's the energy you're putting into it, understand that that's the energy that's living in it. Those are seeds. And it's like you're planting a seed of, oh, I just want to be done. Oh, I can't wait till it's over. Like that translates into how it's received by others as well. Even if they can't consciously be like, oh, this feels like somebody who didn't want to work on this. Even if they can't consciously say that, they pick up on those energies within themselves. So when this thing isn't successful, you're going to be like, man, see, I put all this energy and it didn't even work. But it's like you have to understand that the energy you put into it, the seeds you were sowing was energy that wasn't going to work. That's the results you were going to get back. So allow it to be beautiful. Be excited to work on it. Be like, oh man, I can't wait to work on this thing. Or, oh man, I can't wait to put this energy into it. And if that's not the energy you're in, don't force it. And that doesn't mean like, oh, wait until inspiration finds you. Like that's cool too, but there's things you can do to go get inspired. There's people that inspire you regularly. There's things that make you feel inspired. You could go watch that documentary that always makes you excited and ready to work. And then after that, you'll be in that space and then you can go work. So it's like you can cultivate that inspiration. You don't have to wait for it. I feel like that's where things get misconstrued, where it's like, oh, inspired action, don't force things. But it's like, there's ways you can cultivate those sparks and you can cultivate that flow. You can definitely have a say in that. So just make sure you're following inspired action, that you're continuing to put inspired energy into the things you're working on, because they are a big deal and they deserve to be treated as such. And the best way to guarantee results that feel good is to put energy in that feels good as you're working on these things, and trust that those seeds will become trees of those very fruit or those very intentions. So yeah. Hey, and underneath that, the Hermit. And that just feels like, yo, this work is personal. It's like, reflect on why you do what you do. Reflect on how you got to this point. And as you do that, you'll realize how much intention, how much love, how much awareness, and all that it took to get here. And it's like, to the untrained eye, it may seem like, you've been floating. It may seem like, like you're lucky, or like you haven't worked really hard, or like things just happen for you. But it's like, no. You know how much work it took for things to look effortless. You know how much presence and intention and hardship and all that it took for things to just look lucky and to appear like things were just happening overnight. There was so much that happened. There were so many long nights, so many early mornings and all that. So it's like, remember that right now. And the moon at the top feels like a reminder as well. And it feels like just trusting your intuition and remembering the things you did in the dark, the things that nobody saw. I'm getting like the analogy when it comes to like basketball. It's like, oh, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. And it's like, that's the reality of the situation. Because people see you on game day, they see you performing and, oh my God, he's so good, he's so talented. But it's like, what they don't see is how many nights you were sitting there getting up a bunch of shots, how many days you didn't feel your best, but you still kept going. And just all that. And that's the stuff that makes the things they see on game day possible. So don't fall for the illusion of, oh man, he's so talented. Oh man, he's so blessed. And it's like, no, he's hardworking, you know. She is there night in, night out, putting her best foot forward every day. And yeah, you just see the results. Yeah, you just see the performance, but the real work is way underneath the surface and is done in the dark, you know? So it's like that feels like this reminder here. So it's like you've done way too much and come way too far to take the things you do lightly. So it's like, yo, put your best foot forward and honor all the past versions of you it took to get to this point. Don't start to fall for the illusions of, you know, things are just happening, or, you know, they're just whatever, because they're not. So hell yeah. That was a really good message, and I'm very grateful that that came through. Yeah, y'all are so special, man. If you don't know that, and that doesn't, you're not connected to that specialness, then I need y'all to go look in the mirror and really sit with yourself and yeah, do a deep dive, because y'all are everything, and I feel it. I feel the energy and the presence here right now, and it just feels very charged and very, very big. Yeah, I'm grateful to even just be in it and be able to navigate it and reflect it for you all. Oh. Yeah, Eight of Wands. And I just heard drop the mask. It's like, it's very important that you show up as you right now. And all the way across the board in everything that you do, you know. The more you can inject your whole self into the things you're doing, the more progress you'll see right now. It's like you find yourself being this way over here and being that way over there, and only, you know, allowing a small portion of yourself to be seen in this thing. Like, understand that you're going to be very fragmented. Your results will be very fragmented, you know. You won't feel like you're living a life that's truly entirely yours, you know. And it's like the more you can inject into everything, the more you get back. And it's like that's the dance of all this stuff, you know. Life is a balance of divine masculine and divine feminine energies, you know, that divine give and take. So it's like if you're only giving 5% of yourself to your reality, understand that it's not going to give you a reality back that matches 100% of you, you know. It's only going to give you back the part that matches that little 5% you're showing up as. So if the closer you can get to showing up authentically in everything as 100% yourself, understand that you're going to find yourself in a life that feels like 100% you know? Because if you're only showing up as 5% you know, there's a lot of things that resonate with that small sliver of yourself. But who you are in your entirety is hyper, hyper, hyper specific. So the more you can inject into everything, the results will be hyper specific. So if you put 100% of you into everything you do, to where it's like, yo, there's nothing I'm involved in that's not 100% me. Like, I'm not wearing any mask anywhere. I'm not, you know, people pleasing anywhere. I'm not sacrificing or shrinking anywhere. You understand that your life cannot be anything other than 100% of product of you, because the only seeds you're planting are authentic 100% you seeds. So the trees you get will be 100% you. And that's just the reality we live in, you know. So it's like the more you can take these masks off and minimize showing up as something other than yourself, the more results you'll see and the more forward movement you'll see and enjoy in your life. And this is interesting because if you're familiar with Tarot, the Eight of Wands is typically a card where it shows the wands flying through the sky with lots of movement. But here it's like there's 7 wands just planted firmly where they are. And then there's this one wand in the middle with the mask on it. And it's like, that's the difference. Wearing these masks keep you here, you know. You remove that mask, those wands get to moving and get to flying through the sky. And you get that forward motion. But the more you sit here and show up inauthentically, then you can't really expect a life that feels authentic. And you can't expect yourself to move into all these things that you're looking to move into. And they're here for you and they're waiting for you. So it's like the last step is yours. And it's just like, show up authentically. Surrender to you and understand that all you ever had to be was yourself. And that you came here as yourself for a reason. And all the things that are in your heart and all the things you see for yourself are experienced by you. And the truest you that you can be. So understand that the more you're wearing masks, there's things that are being kept away. So if you can look up and be like, yo, I'm just 100% me, understand that your life will be 100% you. Guaranteed. So, yeah, and we got 3 of Wands on the bottom. And this just feels like healthy detachment, you know? See how that wand is over there, like by itself? He's not even connected to that hand. He's not looking at it, nothing. And there's this other wand over here that's by itself, and it's growing. It's got like some grass coming out of it. And this one that he's attached from is rooted. And it's like, that's the way forward, you know? You can't, in the process of taking these masks off, you have to be a little bit detached from how you'll be received, you know? Some people won't like it. And so, hey, some people will like it a lot, but you still have to be detached from that too, because that doesn't matter, you know? Because you're just being you because you need to be you. And that's all the validation you need. So yeah, the praise is cool, you know, the people who like it, yeah, that's awesome. And the people who don't like it, that's awesome too. But at the end of the day, that has nothing to do with you. And if nobody liked it, you'd still be here. If everybody liked it, you'd still be here. Like nothing would change. So don't allow it to change just because you're getting approval or you're not getting approval or any of that. It's like, yo, do your thing, stay focused, and trust that these things are growing. Whether you sit there all hands on and trying to control every narrative and defend yourself and make sure everybody's receiving you correctly, or you just do your thing and allow people to talk, you allow them to feel how they want to feel, say with all that. And it's like, that's the best thing you can do anyway, because that's how you save your energy, and that's how you can have more energy to put where it belongs, rather than sitting there wasting it trying to control narratives when they're going to be what they want to be anyway. And at the very point that somebody wants to paint a picture, they're going to paint it regardless of whether it's the truth or not. So the best thing you can do is stay focused, keep your eyes ahead, stay detached from these things, and trust that everything is going to continue to unfold as it needs to. But yeah, drop those masks, y'all, especially when it comes to creation and your creative endeavors, you know. Don't sit here and make things that you feel like people want to see or that they'll approve. Make the things that are very, very you, that only you can make. That's how you move forward. Because a million people can make pretend things, you know, can make this thing that's already proven to work. But the things that are going to really move you forward are the things that only you can create, that you were put here to create. Plain and simple. And yeah, I saw this card earlier, but I ignored it. And it's like, yeah, and this just feels like exactly what I was talking about as far as just creating things just because you feel like they'll work, or because, you know, it's proven to work, or you're just trying to, you know, do what's trendy. And it's like, all money's not good money. You see that hand's golden, but look at the top, you see what? A snake coming down his arm. And it's like, as soon as those pentacles hit your hand, you're gonna get bit, and you're gonna be like, what the heck happened? It's like, yeah, that's inauthentic money. That's money given to you, born of seeds that aren't truly you, you know? It's not truly yours. So you're going to get results that aren't yours. And the things that are yours feel like divine grace. They feel like abundance. They feel like magic. They feel like, oh my God, life is amazing. I need for nothing. So as when you're making money, you're like, wow, I'm making so much money. But it's like, dang, but things don't feel right, or it feels like something's wrong, or bad things are also happening, you know, whatever. It's like, how did you make that money? Where did that money come from? Was that your money? Or were you sitting here, are you taking money that belongs to a whole different version that's not actually you, you know? If it came from being inauthentic, trust that the results will be inauthentic. They won't completely be you. Even if on the surface it's like, wow, I have all this success, I have all these things. That fulfillment will be missing. And it's like, because at the end of the day, you got to keep it how you got it. So it's like, at the very point you try to go authentically, understand that these things will crumble. And then now you'll be at square one, when it's like, you could have just started there and cultivated that energy from then, and just been like, yo, I know this route might be a little longer, but as these things pan out for me and as they work, I know that it will be able to be sustained, because I can always be me 100%. You know, that won't change. You can always be authentic. But when you're chasing waves and you're trying to do what other people like, you're going to be at the mercy of them. And, you know, especially in today's age, people's attention is very short. What they like is very fickle, you know. Today it's this, tomorrow it's that, just depending on what the wave is. And it's like, you'll be chasing those waves forever until you decide to stop. And at the point you decide to stop, it'll all crumble and you'll have to cultivate something new anyway. So just start there. Yes, it may be a longer road, but I promise you that forward momentum will find you, and it will get you there. and it will be easy to sustain because at the end of the day, it was born off you being authentic. And you can keep doing that forever. You can stay authentic as long as you as long as you want, you know, and you won't have to worry about it anything falling away or being taken away. And yep, the last one I'm gonna take from the bottom is the Wheel of Fortune because that's right underneath it. It's like, yeah, it's turning in your favor. It's like all you have to do is be you, and you make that change and you show up authentically and trust that, yo, everything's coming right behind that. It's like the hand's coming right out of the book, you know. It's like trust your knowledge, trust everything you know right at this point, because all roads led here, and they're gonna continue to lead to everywhere you're going. So definitely you didn't learn this much just to doubt it now, just to move like you don't know what you know now, or any of that. It's like you got this far by trusting yourself and trusting the things you know to be true. So continue as you were and allow them to be beautiful. And especially now in winter, as things, you know, may be falling away, as there may be like some resistance, as things are being shed, it may be easy to fall into thinking something's wrong, or like things are happening because you're not doing XYZ or whatever. But it's like, trust yourself. And that's all you're being asked to do right now. And you've done all the work to be able to trust yourself. You've done the due diligence to know your left from your right. So trust that you do. It's not the time to second guess now. Like, this is it, you know. The big things are coming in right now. And it's like, allow them to. That's all you're being asked to do. Stay out of your own way. And as I say that, these 3 cards fell out. The Lovers. Seven of Pentacles. And then the Knight of Wands again. Yeah, and this just feels like a divine opportunity. And I'm being drawn to like their hands, just the presence of the hands in general, and how the hands are full. And this just feels like I'm hearing like you're about to be very, very busy if you're not already very, very busy right now. And it's like, but allow yourself to be busy. Oh, and look, 6, 7 at the top. And it's funny because we're talking about hands and 6, 7. Like, I'm mad y'all made me do that, but the energy's here, okay? But yeah, and it just feels like, yo, don't allow the things that you're doing right now to feel like work or to feel burdensome, you know? Because if you zoom out enough, you'll realize, I knew you were going to say something, Haley. But yeah, you'll realize that this is what you asked for, you know? And that these things that you find yourself busy with, and these things that you find, you know, your hands full with right now are the very things that lead you to everywhere you're trying to be, you know? And it's like, how would you treat these things if you knew that on the other side of them is the life of your dreams, is everything you ever wanted, everything that's, you know, been promised to you, everything that you've been envisioning, just all that stuff is on the very back of all these things that your hands are full of right now. You treat them completely differently than just feeling like, oh my God, I'm always so busy. Oh man, I just want to chill. Oh man, like, oh, I feel like there's not enough time. You know, all those things. But it's like, if you knew, like, yo, those very things that you're complaining about are the big shifts, are the things that allow you to live a life where you need for nothing, you'd approach them completely differently. And that's all that you're being offered right now is that truth. It's like, yo, okay, I know you're very busy right now. I know you just you feel tired sometimes. Sometimes you feel like you spent all day moving left and right. And as soon as you sat down, you fell asleep, and now it's time to do it again, you know? And it's like, that's the case. Just understand that, remember what you've been asking for. Take a look at the work you're even doing. And for a lot of us, I feel like it's the work that we want to be doing. Yes, it may be at a volume that's a little bit more than something we can just do comfortably at just a comfortable pace, just chilling, you know, but understand that you're in the middle of an answered prayer. And at the point you want something different, you can go a different direction. But understand that the things that are on your plate right now, you chose, you know, You can't complain that you have a full plate when you wanted to eat, you know? When you're like, yo, I'm trying to eat. It's like, all right, your plate's gonna be full. Here, eat. And it's like, that's just the truth, the reality of the situation. So it's like, embrace these things and it's like, understand, like, yo, treat them as the blessings they are, you know? The things like, yo, those grapes look delicious. That's the hand of a lover. Like, yeah, your hands are full, but look at the things that are in them. Amazing things. It's like, yo, there's an angel over here watching you as you're holding these things. It's like, trust yourself and trust the things that are showing up and trust that they're not separate from everything you want, you know? They're not pulling you away. They're not these burdens at all. They're the shifts. They're the gifts. They're the blessings. They're the answered prayers in your hands as we speak. And you're grounding them in as you continue to work with them. But understand that that's exactly what they are. So this week, you know, as you find yourself busy, remember, this also came out. Hold your ground. Be stern. Be stable. And now that I'm here, did the Knight of Wands even come out? This is not even the same card that came out. It's like, but it's the same energy. It's like, look, the wand is taking root again, but he's still looking forward. He's vibing. Look, there's the cow skull right here. It's like, yo, things have died and everything behind him, and he's still standing there. It's like, yo, I'm doing my thing as long as it takes. But I understand that when it's time to move forward and it's time to step into everything, that it'll be time and that I did everything I needed to do to be able to. And it's like, that's what you're being called to realize right now. And on the split, we've got King of Cups. And we got Knight of Swords. So that's another Knight energy right here. And this King of Cups I saw earlier as well, but it didn't feel like it needed to come out or that it was time to talk about it or anything. But it's like, yeah, really immerse yourself in your creations right now. It feels like, yeah, allow your creations to color your world because they're all versions of you. They're all your energy. And especially if they're authentic creations, understand that they are all embodiments of you and that very energy that is meant to create your life. So if you make music, go listen to some of your music, especially the ones that really, really feel like you. And that'll help you get in that energy of you. And you can take that with you. And, you know, you can continue to plant seeds that feel like you know. And if you paint, if you make paintings, you have a bunch of paintings laid around, yo, put them up. Surround yourself with them. Immerse yourself in you. And the more you can surround yourself by your creations, because look, he's got the colorful pillars on this side, on that side. He's got the color in the water leading up to him. It's like he's surrounded by color. And it feels like his own color, you know, color that he chose, color that he created and cultivated and worked with. And now he's looking in perfect balance, you know, stacked up on either side. He's in the middle. And it leads right down to him, back to him. It's like that's what we're being asked to do right now. It's like, yeah, your hands are back to the hands full energy. It's like, yes, you're surrounded. You know, your hands are full. You have all these things you're working on. But it's like, yo, allow it to be beautiful. And if you forget your why, yo, surround yourself with it. Look up, see that painting, remember like, oh man, yeah, that was my first painting. Oh man, I remember I came a long way. Oh man, I remember I was having a hard time and that's why I painted that. And I realized I love painting and that led to this painting and that painting. And now, wow, I'm surrounded by painting. You know, really remember your story. Remember how you got here. Remember your whys and surround yourself with that energy and allow yourself to take it with you. And yeah, and understand that it all pours into you and it's a cycle. It's a cycle of energy. And if you're able to cultivate it, it's a energy that is very self-sustaining, you know. You're inspired, you make something, you put it up, oh, it inspires you, you feel like making something, you make something else, you know, and it's like, it's very cyclical. And it's like, that can be your reality if you allow it to be. Like, yeah, just really, really allow yourself to be immersed in yourself in any way that you can. And it's like through your creations is a great way because especially if you're creating authentically and you're making things that just feel like you, surround yourself by those things. Put them in places where you can see them, where they can pour back into you and inspire you to be more of yourself and to create more things that are you because they can do that if you allow them to. And yeah, and then this Knight of Swords on the other side. And this just feels like slow down, you know, like take a second. Don't allow that fire that fiery energy, that need to, oh my God, I need to be moving, I need to go do this, I need to go do that. Don't allow that to make you miss the magic of where you are right now, you know. Take a second, pause, understand that, you know, nothing is going anywhere. Like, the sun will come back up tomorrow. Like, there will be more things to do tomorrow. Like, even if you were able to knock out all those things on your list, like, at the very end, boom, it'd be something new on there. So it's like, what's the rush? You're never gonna, there's always gonna be something to do anyway. So it's like, relax, take scope of where you are. Cultivate that energy in yourself that you need to continue to make the right moves and to continue to make inspired action and to pour into yourself and put the right energy into the things you're doing anyway. Because there's no rush to go do something if the energy you're going to do it with is not the right energy, you know? If you're all tired and beat up and you don't want to do it and then you're rushing to go do it, like, that's not going to be a very fruitful endeavor anyway. So you're wasting your time and you're wasting your energy. So it's like, yo, go spend that same time getting yourself in a place where you have the right energy. You know, go do the thing that makes you feel inspired. Go do the thing that makes you feel excited. Slow down, rest even, you know, whatever feels right. And then once you do that, understand that you'll be in a better energetic space, a better vibration, so then you can, to where you can go do whatever it is that you feel like you need to do from there. And it will be more fruitful then, and there will be more flow in it. So it'll just be easier. It's like all the way across the board, that's the thing to do. That's the right way to approach it. And you'll experience ease that way, and you'll feel better doing it. And then it will be easier to continue to do, and you won't have to try to find ways to pull yourself to go do these things, because naturally they pour into your cup, they make you feel good, and boom. So you naturally find yourself desiring to do these things. Like, oh, I actually want to do that. And now it doesn't feel like work. Now it feels like play even, and all that makes it even better, and the product is better, the seed is more better, it's more you, all that. But it's like you have to start with yourself and allow yourself to be the center of your universe and your experience. If you don't feel good doing it, then it doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't. I can give you all the keys of how to build riches and a good life, but at the point you're doing it and it feels terrible to you, like, what's the point? What's the point? It's not fruitful that way. Because at the end of the day, it's supposed to make you feel good. It's supposed to make you feel free. It's supposed to make you feel all these things. So at the point you're making yourself feel all the opposite of those ways in order to chase those things, you're not getting there anyway. So the best thing you can do is slow down, take scope of where you are, and truly meet yourself where you're at in any given moment and start there. Yeah. These cards are fire. I'm not gonna lie. Oh man, yeah. And not that they're even doing anything, it's just, I don't know, it's allowing me to pick up on the more nuanced angles of the energy, versus like our regular deck that we typically use. I feel like when those cards come out, it takes me to like the same places, or it just brings me to a very black and white place, rather than my experience with these cards so far is like, it's just very, very nuanced. And being that I'm a very intuitive reader, that I lean on my intuition and just the energy itself more than the cards and what's being depicted. I go to that like second. I feel like it lends itself to be read that way. And that, yeah, it's helping me pick up on the very nuanced energy, as I said. That being said, Ace of Swords. And I feel like Ace of Swords has been very loud in my experience recently, just as far as just with cards. I feel like it's been coming out in different decks. And yeah, in just different places as well. Yeah. And what I'm being called to is how loose her grip is on this sword right now. Like she's barely holding it. Like it looks like it might be resting like right between her thumb and a pointer finger, but she's not holding it very firmly at all. And then I'm also being drawn to the snakes around, and it's like, yeah, it feels like don't be fearful. Like, don't be fearful of your own self, of your own mind, of your own thoughts. Like, really embrace them. Embrace where you are, even if your mind's a scary place. It's a place where you're overthinking a lot, or You have intrusive thoughts or things that, that where you're just not comfortable in the landscape of your mind. Understand that the only way you get to a place where it becomes comfortable, where it becomes a sanctuary for you, is to embrace it where it's at. It's like you have to meet it where it's at in order to get it to go anywhere else. Like you can't change your mind without acknowledging what you're even changing. So it's like you have to kind of embrace where it is and allow where it is right now to be perfect in order to get it to become anything else. Because there's a level of acceptance that's needed to change anything. Just like a random example is like addiction. Like you can't beat an addiction if you can't even acknowledge the fact that you're addicted. Because if you can't admit that you're addicted, how will you be able to beat the addiction? Because you don't feel like there's anything to change. You feel like, oh, I'm fine. So you're going to continue as you are for real. The first step in changing that is to accept that it's a problem, or to accept that that's what it is. So it's like that's the same thing with your mind, or cultivating a mental landscape that works for you. It's like, yo, you have to acknowledge the fact that it doesn't work for you right now. Period. And that's what this feels like, an opportunity to realize, like, okay, like maybe I need to do something. Like these thoughts are not empowering. Typically I have these things that pop up. Why do when I try to go do this thing, is the first thought that, oh, I shouldn't do that, or that I'm not capable of doing it, or what if I mess up? You have to acknowledge the fact that those things shouldn't be that way, and that you don't want them to be that way. You have to do that in order to even begin the process of changing it. So it's like, this is what this opportunity feels like. It's like, all right, you understand that you have a choice, and you understand that things can be better, but the very first step in that happening is yours. You have to acknowledge and admit and accept. That's 3 A's right there. And the fourth one, because it's the ace. So that might be significant. I don't know from what perspective, but yeah, and I'm being drawn to the mushrooms at the top. And it's like, it's a trip, it's a journey. Like the more you try to control it, the further away from authenticity you find yourself. Because the truth of you is in your existence. I am, period. The more you try to put it in boxes, like, I am tall, I am short, I am a man, I am a woman. The more you do those things, the further away from the truth of you get. Because the truth of you is that you exist. Like, I am, period. And it's like, your mind is, period. Like, and you have to allow, there's a certain amount of allowance that it takes to be able to change and shift anything. You have to realize you are limitless before you can, go into that direction or that direction. Because if you don't believe you're limitless, like, how could you become anything, If your self-image is so fixed on, I am this, how can you become that? If it's so ingrained in you that you're this, that's what you are. So the looser you can allow that grip to be on self, on who you are, on your mind, on all these things, and understand that they're just embodiment of where you've been, more so than who you are, then yeah, that's the biggest way to make those changes, is to acknowledge just the fact that, yo, this is where I am right now, but this is not all I am, There's more available to me at the point I choose it, and acknowledge the fact that where I am right now is not necessarily where I want to be, but this is where I am. So, and on the split, 6 of Swords. And this just feels like later on after that, it's like, yo, take all of that you are and ride off into the sunset, You are infinite. That's the truth of you. You are none of these things by themselves, You're everything, but you're no one singular thing. It's like, allow yourself to be infinite and ride those waves out, and understand that everywhere you're headed right now is built on the fact that you understand that you are infinite, and that you are very, very multidimensional, and that every part of you is a part of you that deserves love, is a part of you that deserves acknowledgement and validation from you, not from others. Who cares what they think? But you have to acknowledge yourself. You have to validate yourself. And yes, there's things that we all want to change. There's things that we feel like we could be better at, but that doesn't make those things any less deserving of love, Where you are right now is perfectly fine. Maybe you don't want to be there, but you have to admit to yourself that there's nothing wrong with it. Like, it's fine. And for a lot of us, where you are right now is an answered prayer, At one point, it's exactly where you want it to be. And if it's not where you want to be anymore, that's fine, but it's still perfect. And at one point, it was everything you wanted. So you still have to acknowledge that in order to change it. And the more you try to run or escape from where you are, or acting like, things, there's forces keeping you there, for it's a product of, just something you don't want, it's like the more you'll find yourself stuck there. It's like the first thing you can do in freeing yourself is accepting exactly where you are, accepting exactly who you are, and trusting that, like, this is not enough for me anymore, or maybe I want more, but where I am is perfect, just like where I'm going to be is perfect. It's just a matter of where I am for real. So allow these things to be perfect, because they are. Like, allowing is very, very important right now. And yeah, look. And we got some good balanced energy. Oh, we're starting to get repeats. But on the split, we also got justice. And then we got temperance. Big balanced energy. It's like, don't lean too far into the heart. Don't lean too far into the head. Allow them to be balanced, And it's like, because you are naturally balanced. You are everything you're supposed to be. If you allow yourself to be. We only get into trouble when we try to lean into one way or the other, or turn our back on one thing, or feel like, okay, I can't trust my heart. My heart always leads me into things that, that get my heart broken, And I feel like that always gets a bad rap in love, It's like, don't follow your heart, because, it leads you. I feel like the advice is always to lean into logic more, especially when it comes to love, because, your heart is going to get you hurt or whatever. But it's like, even if you were hurt by following your heart, it just leads you to more of yourself. It leads you to more of, okay, this is what I want, this is what I don't want, this is what works for me, this is what doesn't work for me. But if you sit there and hide away and never show up authentically, or never, allow your heart to even be present at the table, understand that you'll never know. Just like, yeah, you might not get heartbroken, but you also won't know what true love feels like. You also won't know what truly lights you up, because you were afraid and you leaned into, like, oh, I'm not going to show up with my heart there. I'm not going to let anybody hurt me. I'm not going to, It's like, on the other end of that is the most beautiful of emotions, So you got to allow that balance to be. And that's natural. It's like, you don't have to force, you don't have to do anything to create that balance, because that's just the truth of who you are and the truth of our experience here. It's like, you just have to stay out of the way of it and just surrender to it. And temperance feels like the same thing. And it's like, allow these things to be balanced, and allow, I'm seeing the ear on the cup in the middle, and then the eye on the purple cup in the middle. And it's like, allow your senses to work for you. Like, don't allow, how they say ignorance is bliss? Like, the opposite of that is like, when you know too much, like, sometimes knowledge can become prison. It can become a prison for you. Especially if you become a slave to the knowledge, or now you allow it to make you fearful, because you know too much. Oh, I can't go over there. Or, oh, I can't try that thing. Or, oh, I can't do this. Oh, I can't eat that. Oh, I gotta, And now you're just immobilized and stuck because you just know so much. And it's like, you looking over there, and that person who doesn't know anything is happy, living a great life. And yeah, they might be doing damage to their body. They might be ingesting things they shouldn't, all that. But the reality of this, we're all leaving at some point, Like, none of us will live forever, no matter how much we know, no matter how much of universal things we figure out. So it's like, that person, who's to say that they're not living a great life, even though they're, causing all this destruction? But it's like, in their present moment, and the next present moment, they'll be just as happy because they're surrendered to themselves. And it's like, the name of the game, the whole point of getting all this knowledge is to help you live a good life, a balanced life. It's like a life that makes you feel full, and you get full access to the magic that's available to you, and you can really experience the freedom that is you, the abundance that is you, and all that. But it's like, you don't get all this knowledge to now become afraid of living. Like, that's not the point of it all. The point of it all is to help you live a better life. So if you find yourself learning more, but now your experience is your world is becoming smaller and smaller and smaller, and fear of everything is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger, that you're taking that knowledge in the wrong direction. You learn these things, and then allow yourself to be blissfully ignorant, by allowing, not by truly being ignorant, like you really don't know anything, but Understand that you have this knowledge, and now allow things to be what they are. Show up to them, do what you feel called to do. And if in moments, you feel like doing this thing that's typically not good for you, eating this thing that's not good for you, honor that. If you know all that and you still have the call to indulge, hey, what's the harm in that sometimes? We're here to live. And it's like that awareness is everything, especially because you can transmute and alchemize all these things. It's like, if you know okay, like this food has these little things in it or whatever, our food is pumped with all type of stuff, especially if you're not growing your own stuff. But it's like, that it's like, okay, you can alchemize it with intention, with awareness and all that. Because now you're not blind, you're not ignorant, just taking it in with no defense, no nothing to it. But it's like, okay, I understand, like, okay, I can bless the food, I can work with energy over it, and allow, release it of the energies and the things that aren't in my best interest, and consume, and with the intention of, okay, this is to nourish my body. And the things that all negative energy and all that, I release it and return it back to source. And, and I don't consent to it damaging my vessel, my temple. You can work with it. Like, that's the whole point of all this stuff. You're an alchemist, you're a magician. And it's like, you have that awareness, so now you can maneuver and interact with these things in a way that serves you. Not be afraid of them and deathly, oh, stay away, oh, I can't go over here, oh, I can't, because at that point, what's the point? What was the point? Like, you just traded in your old shackles for shiny, divine, magical, glittery shackles. And it's like, that's not what we're doing here. It's like, yo, relax. Allow things to be balanced. You're learning these things so you can make your life better. You can approach your life in a way that makes you feel whole and supported, and like you have a say and that you're empowered in it all. So don't allow the knowledge to do the opposite of what the whole point of getting it was, And that just feels like the call here. That's a beautiful message. Very, very important. Very, very important. So definitely don't forget it. Whew. Hell yeah. Hey. Yeah, I'm having fun. I'm having a great time. These messages feel great to deliver. So thank y'all for being here. I definitely see new faces and new names and new interactions and all that. And this energy definitely feels very new too. So I'm very, very grateful. So thank y'all for being here. Oh, I'm having such a great time. I done forgot about Oracle and all that. What we doing? We still going into Oracle? Or are we staying with these for the duration? I'll let y'all call it. I know we got some new things, so it's easy to, just want to stay in the newness. Five of Swords. Yeah. My mind is stone cold quiet right now looking at this card. And I felt called to check the bottom, and it was Two of Swords. And it definitely feels significant as far as just that feeling. Yeah, it just feels like trust the darkness, because just as present, top it off with a pinch of Oracle, please. Yeah, I was definitely leaning in that direction regardless, low key. Just a matter of if it was going to be a whole thing or just a little bit. But hey, same page. But yeah, this just feels like trusting your darkness, trusting those moments where you don't feel called to do anything, and not feeling like, oh, and just doing something just because it's silent. Like I said, like looking at this card, like it was quiet. Like my mind, like I said earlier when we were doing the presence practice, it was like, dang, I'm not hearing a thing. I can hear crickets. That's exactly what it felt like looking at this card, which is very different than how it felt looking at the rest of them. So when I check the bottom and I see, like she can't see, but she can't see because, something very divine is blocking her eyes, is covering her eyes and making her not be able to see. So it's like, trust that. Like, if you can't see right now, trust that you're not supposed to be able to see right now. Don't panic. Don't be like, oh, what's wrong? Like, oh my God, am I wrong? Am I disconnected from God? Am I disconnected from source? Am I misaligned? Oh, where did my guidance go? Like, where did my clarity go? And it's like, yo, relax. Things are happening. Things are unfolding. The fact that you're not seeing things may be the message, may be exactly what you're supposed to see. Like, do you as you were. Do what feels right. And if you don't feel called to do anything, be still. That's okay too. Go meditate, go rest, go do anything. But don't get into panic and don't start pushing ahead and just start doing stuff just for the sake of doing stuff or just for the sake of productivity or whatever reasons in which that we get pushed into motion when we don't feel necessarily called to move. And that's just what this message feels like right now. It's like, yeah, trust yourself, trust that flow that you know so well, you know? Like when it's time to do stuff, you know exactly what that feels like. And it's like when there's nothing to do, that's when you're like, what should I do? Like, I feel like I should do this. I feel like I should do that. But it's like all that is born in the mind more than in the heart. Because in the heart, it's not I think or it's not should. It's I'm doing this. I want to do that. I'm going in that direction. You know, it's more pointed, it's more sure, it's less you injecting like force and choosing like I'm going to do, you know, it's kind of just a natural flow that goes that way, a natural flow that goes this way, that brings you over here. It's like trust that, and if that's not there, trust that that's a message too. Trust your darkness and understand that your light is born from it. So if you spend all your time running from it, understand that you won't be able to access all of your light. You won't be able to access all of your magic. So if the call is to be still, and understand that, hey, you may be being asked to be still to create enough space for, boom, a divine download to come in. Like, here's what we're doing next. It's like, you have to be quiet sometimes. A lot of those things be subtle. It's like you find yourself always moving, and at the point you stop, you're uncomfortable, and then you start moving again. It's like, yo, miracles cannot find you that way because miracles come from darkness. Magic comes from darkness. The divine downloads come in darkness. You know, all that. Darkness comes first, and then it's filled with light. But if you never allow yourself to settle in that darkness, then your magic and your miracles are going to be far and few between. And I just keep being called back to, you know, in the Bible in the beginning. And they say, let there be light. It's like, that was born in darkness, you know. That means the darkness was there. And it's like, that's the first step. So it's like, you have to become comfortable with your darkness. Especially if you're somebody who really values the light and who's very connected to your light. Like, you have to be just as connected to your darkness and understand that that's where all your light is born from. And that also brings me back to, you know, like experiences that feel, you know, that we feel like are the worst things ever or are traumatic or things that, you know, we've overcome. And it's like, those are the very things that birth a lot of your magic, you know, the way you're able to care for people, the way you're able to connect to others, the way, you know, you're able to make other people feel seen, the way you understand what you need, the creative talents you have that, you know, were really big in helping you heal, all of that. It's like, yo, all that light was born out of the darkness of those experiences. So it's like, if you love everything you are and you value everything you are now, that darkness deserves to be loved as well. And yes, there's things, terrible things that happen. There's things that are very traumatic and things that are very unfortunate as well. But as long as if you're living a life where you were able to alchemize that and you were able to make beautiful things of it and impact other people and engage with other people and be a light in other people's lives off of, you know, I don't want anybody else to ever feel like how I felt, to understand that you have to be grateful for those things. And that doesn't necessarily mean, you know, erase it and, you know, any of that, but it's kind of just like, it just has to be room for it to be embraced and loved just as much as the best things that happen, because all roads led you here. And if you love where you are and you love who you are, then you can't separate that love from those things. And yeah, and the more you keep those things in the shadow and try to stop from looking at them, understand that you're not accessing all of your energy, you're not accessing all of your magic, because it's all used up keeping these things hidden from you. So the more of those lights you can turn on and open a lot of those doors in the mansion that is you, the more access to all of it that you'll have. So if you're looking for more energy, you find yourself trying to do all these things, but you can't find the energy to do it all. Understand that, hey, there might be a lot of your energy being stored up in places that you don't want to look. Because you're very powerful, you know. You can keep things at bay. You can keep those doors inside you locked and all that, but it takes energy to do so. So it's like if you want more and you want to access more of your magic and access more of you, then it's time to start looking in those places that you don't want to look, in those places you haven't been looking. So yeah, was a very interesting message, and I wasn't necessarily planning to go there, but it kind of just happened. Hey, Lexi in the building. Hey, dog. And yeah, on the split, I'm seeing death and the devil. It's like, remember, at any given turn, like you are assigned the role of God and the devil in your life a lot of the time, you know. A lot of your experience is based on the decisions you're making, you know. You went that way and hey, you got results from that. You went this way, you got results from that. You chose to do this thing and not that thing. You know, you chose to engage with this person. You chose to give this person another chance, you know, and those things happen, those unfold. And remember, you're choosing timelines. So it's like, yo, that choice you make unfolds into experiences, you know, especially if it comes to people, like, you know, choosing a partner, a relationship, a friendship. Like, there's all type of experiences that come from you just simply choosing that person. So it's like, you can't now all of a sudden blame them for everything that happens in your life because of it, because it's like, yo, you chose them to be there. No one's forcing themselves into your timeline in your life or anything like that. So it's like there has to be a certain amount of acceptance to your role that you play in your life. And death, and it's like, yo, at the point you want different, you got to allow these things to die and fall away. But you have the say. As long as you continue to allow them to exist in your experience, it's yours. It's your experience to be had, you know, and there's no one else to blame. There's no forces against you to blame in those cases. There's no, the devil's working against me. There's none of that stuff. And it's like, yo, you know that person wasn't good for you. That's not the devil sitting there making them stress you out. That's not the devil why you don't know no peace because this person's nothing but drama. It's like, yo, if you want better, get them out your life. Nobody's keeping them there but you. And it's like, yo, you gotta allow these things to die. And it is that deep, you know? The things that don't match who you are and what you're creating for yourself and where you're going, like, you gotta get them out of your experience as soon as you can. I know there's things, you know, it's not as simple as just like, oh, you know, if there's a job you hate, like, it may not be as simple as just quitting. You know, maybe you have to come up with the exit plan and all that. But it's like, the intention to get there has to be there. It has to be like, yo, I'm phasing out of here. Like, so now when the opportunities and the things that come to you to get you out of there present themselves, you can recognize them, you can accept them, you can move in those directions. But if you don't even have like that scope and that acceptance of, okay, this is where I'm going, you won't even be able to recognize those opportunities when they present themselves. And you'll find yourself in the same place, stuck in the same place because mentally you're just there, you're still there. You're not looking to leave. And especially if you're just like, oh, I'll leave when the time is right. Like, when is the time right? The present is all we got, you know? So it's like, you have to make that decision like, yo, I'm going this way. And it's like, I'll stay here and do what I need to do, but I'm actively ready to go. I'm actively ready to do this thing. I'm actively ready to do this thing. And I'm actively ready for this person to be out of my life. You know, all these things, and move in those directions, especially as the opportunities present themselves. But yeah, you play a role of all these things, you know. You are the devil, you are death. Like, you have the roles of all these things in curating your life, you know. You get people out of your life. You decide, you know, if you're going to move in the directions that you know is best for you, or you're going to move into those things you know aren't good for you. Those directions that have proven and shown you what they are time and time again. You have the say. So, that being said, oh, and look, I was just about to say. And then the Fool wanted to present itself. It's like, let this be the beginning of a journey. And if you're living right, all these readings should always end in a new beginning for you. Because you're not the same person you were in the beginning. Even if only one thing hit and one thing landed with you, it's like, okay, you have this one more thing in your arsenal now. And it's like, okay, now you have to begin, you got to take that leap of faith again. Because you can hear it and be like, oh yeah, that feels like truth. But then if you leave here and just go back to everything you were doing before and you just don't actually, dive in and see, nothing will change. It doesn't matter how much you know. And now I'm hearing the thing about like knowledge is knowing that a tomato is a fruit, but wisdom is knowing that a tomato doesn't go in a fruit salad, It's like that's the difference. It's like I could tell you that a tomato is a fruit, but until you go actually eat it and have an experience with it, you won't understand that the true depth of what that means. It's like, oh, like, yeah, this is a fruit, but yeah, this doesn't go in a fruit salad, Like it just doesn't. So it's like, that's the difference. It's like, if you leave here and just leave the stuff in the mind, and, it's just stuff you heard, then that'll be, your reality won't change. It takes you being like, okay, like that felt like truth. Let me go, do some trial and error, when the opportunity presents itself to choose this or this new thing that you heard or this thing that felt like truth versus what you typically would do, lean in, take that leap of faith, like, let me see, let me go in this direction. And you'll get results back. And the results will be truth and will be proof. And as you continue to do that in small ways at first, if you need to, understand that the proof you get back will become the proof that allows you to make those decisions moving forward and have faith in them and understand that, okay, yeah, last time I took that leap of faith, yeah, I got the results back. I got the proof. I was caught. And it's like you don't get to that stuff without taking the leaps of faith. Because understand that I can tell you all I want, but the proof of it is in you. Like the proof of what it looks like for you can only be seen through you. We're all different. And it's like, if you're waiting for these things to be proven outside of you, understand that they never will be. I can tell you all my proof all day, every day, but it's like, at the end of the day, it won't click for you until it's your own, until you see the magic, until you experience the magic, until you experience the unfoldment of how these things go. So it's like, you have to take that leap of faith time and time again, but the choice is yours. So don't sit here and hear all these things and then at the opportunities to actually see and to take those steps in those directions, you falter and you become fearful and don't take the steps. Because what was the point? Now you wasted your time, you wasted your awareness, you wasted your energy just receiving all these things. Because the truth of it is to be experienced anyway. So allow yourself to be the fool. It's like, yeah, don't be too afraid of yourself and don't be afraid of your reality because it's all you. But yeah, so I'm going to end there. Oh, look. And as I was going to say that, split back to where we started. Three of Cups. It's like, you're being celebrated and they're proud. Shit, you're proud. I feel like very heavy emphasis on like future self energy, the version of you that understands how big this was, that understands exactly where you're coming from, the part of you that understands exactly where you are in your journey right now. Like that has the big picture and it's like, oh, finish line here or like big achievement here and you're right there. And it's like, you don't even know just how close you are. It's like, this is the version of you that knows exactly where you are right now. It's like, yo, you don't know, you don't understand, but this is your celebration. This is your coronation. This is everything you wanted. And it's like, all you have to do is continue to trust yourself and continue to show up as yourself. Keep taking that leap of faith off that cliff. Understand that you will be caught and that you will continue to be caught. And you'll understand that more and more as you continue to do it. And that proof comes as you continue to have faith and surrender. But yeah, this is us right now. This is where we start and this is where we're ending. But that being said, definitely shift into Oracle for some closing energies and closing messages. But yeah, that was the infinite door, y'all. That was, yeah, I really like that. The messages felt very different. The energy felt different, but definitely felt like where we're going and where we are right now. So I'm grateful. Yeah, I'm grateful for all of you guys being here. As I tell y'all all the time, Oracle, oh, first out, I am. It's like, remember, you are infinite. There's no container big enough for you, I am is a complete sentence. And it's like, remember that. There's no boxes big enough. There's no containers wide enough. It's like you're infinite, you're boundless. It's like allow yourself to be that. It's like that's what all this is for anyway. It's like don't allow this knowledge and your knowledge of self and your knowledge of universal flow and wisdom and law and all that to become shackles for you. Because it's all supposed to be for your freedom anyway. So don't allow the very things that are supposed to free you to be the things that bind you and that cause you to feel stuck. Because like, yo, you're infinite and you know you're infinite. So why does the knowledge of you being infinite make you feel small? There's something wrong. There's a disconnect there. So yeah, at every turn, if you find things that are making you feel small or making you feel fearful or making you feel anything less than infinite and abundant, take a look at them, question them, ask why are they making you feel this way, especially when you know that that's not the truth of you. There's a disconnect there, and you have to bridge that gap. And those are that's very important information. That's revealing to you a shadow. Every time when you feel less than what you know yourself to be, that's letting you know, like, there's something there. There's something that needs to be healed there. So remember, you are. And everything that makes you feel like you're in a box or you're smaller than the large, gigantic thing that you are, look at it, question it, and allow those things to be broken apart. Because when you question them, they have no basis on anything because they're illusions. So at the very first question you ask, it's going to start to crumble. The second question you ask is going to crumble some more. By the third, fourth question, it's gone. It doesn't exist anymore because it's not built of any substance. It's a shadow. So remember who you are and remember that you're everything, literally. And then Virgo at the bottom. And Virgo as a sign might be significant, feel significant. But outside that, it's just like, yo, allow yourself to be human. This is a human experience. And that doesn't mean that, like just, how people, I'm just human. It's like, no. If you knew the true magic of being a human being, like, you'd understand that, yes, you are human. That's a very, very big deal, You are where spirit meets physical, meets consciousness, and all these things, It's like, that's a very big deal. Like, yes, there's other physical things out there, but they're not sitting there manifesting. The birds aren't sitting there creating their life and achieving their dreams and bringing things in for themselves and, performing alchemy and all these things. It's like you are where spirit meets physical and all of that. And it's like, yo, allow yourself to be human and enjoy the human experience. You're here to experience. You're here to see your magic. You're here to see what it looks like when you know who you are. You're here to see what it looks like when you don't know who you are. You're here to see what it looks like when you honor yourself, when you show up authentically, what it feels like when you don't. Like, you're here to experience sad, happy, angry, all of that stuff. And it's like, I know we lean into the good emotions and the high vibe emotions as where we need to be, We judge our life by if we're happy or not. If we're not happy, that something's wrong. But it's like, yo, you're here to experience it all. And the beauty of this life thing is seen in the contrast. If you were always happy, that would feel normal. It wouldn't even be, it would be nothing. It's just like, oh yeah, that's just my baseline. But it's the fact that you are sad sometimes. It's the fact that you spent months sad, that you spent months depressed and all that, that your appreciation, the range of happiness that you can even experience is so grand because you know what it's like to not have that. You know what it's like to be on the complete other side of the spectrum. It's like that is the human experience. The contrast is everything. So it's like embrace that and honor the sad feelings, the angry feelings, the anxious feelings and all that just as much as you honor the best ones, because they all go together and you're only able to experience the true depth of any one of them because of the opposite side of the spectrum. But when you know that all roads lead to you, all roads lead to everywhere you're going, then you understand that it's all to be loved. Just like you're all to be loved. Your darkness, your light, your good, your bad, and your ugly is all deserving of the same love, is all just as perfect. So it's like, you're human. Allow yourself to be human. But not in a way that's minimizing, but in a way that's everything. That empowers you. Like, yes, I am human, I am here to experience all these things. I am capable of all these things. And it's like, that's the truth of you. So be that. Hell yeah. Okay, Oracle. Oracle talking to us not real nice today. Always, though. Very, very sweet. I don't know if y'all peeped, but there was definitely a card. I looked at it, ignored it, and just went back to shuffling, and it jumped out. And I figured it would. I don't even know why I ignored it. But yeah, cat. And all these feel significant. Wow. All right, hold on. Let me not get ahead. Okay, so the cards that came out, well, the card that I ignored and then that came out anyway was cat. And when I ignored it, it felt like 9 lives. But I don't know. It just felt like past times has come out, and I don't know. I guess I second guessed the channel that came through. It's just like, oh, like, you know, like that's just, oh, that's what you usually say. But as I ignored it, it came out again. And then September came out right after. And, you know, September's the 9th month. So that felt like, say it, dude. Like, that's the channel. So, yeah, remember, like, yo, don't be afraid to make a decision. Don't be afraid to go in a direction. You can come back from just about anything, you know. That doesn't mean go, you know, take somebody's life or anything like that, or anything super, super extreme like that. But it's just like, yo, at the point it's like this decision and that decision, and they're both kind of decent decisions. Like, yo, make a decision and go. And understand that you can recover from just about anything. And it's like, take the pressure off of your decision making by making every decision a decision you have to get right, or a decision that you can get wrong. Because at the end of the day, it's like, yo, it's all just creative decision making in the story that is your life. And it's like, yo, what did you eat today? What did our main character do next week? Or who did they choose to be their partner? You know, it's like you're making creative decision making, making creative decisions in the story that is your life. And it's like, yo, take that pressure off yourself. And the more you take that pressure off yourself, the easier it'll be to make decisions. And you'll find yourself having analysis paralysis less and overthinking less as you just surrender to the flow of you and understand that, yo, at the end of the day, I make a decision and it will unfold into what it needs to unfold, and I can continue to move on from there. But it doesn't have to be so serious. Every decision doesn't have to be life or death, you know? Yes, things are that deep, but it's like at the end of the day, trust yourself. You know that. You know how deep things are. You know, you have that intention in mind. You know where you're going. You know what's important to you. So at the point you know all those things, relax and just pick a direction. And it's like, and that feels like also in alignment to how this went. You know, when I ignored it, I didn't spend too much time like, should I pick it? I didn't sit here and kind of think and think and think and think and think and think. Now a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes go by, and I'm like, should I pick it? Should I pick it? As we're all just sitting here waiting for me to make a decision, I made a decision and trusted it. And look, it came right back out. And it's like, no, like we need to, and then, so it's like, okay, I trusted, I allowed myself to stay in the flow, and boom, it presented itself because it needed to come out. And it's like, okay, I'll take it now. Now, okay, it's very clear that it needs to come out. Oh, September, more confirmation. It's like, yo, give that message. It's like, cool. But it's like, that's fine. Like, I'm not afraid of that. And that's how I live my life anyway. It's like, yo, I'm not afraid to be wrong. And I understand that, yo, what's for me will not be missed at all. So it's like, if that card wants to come out and it needs to come out, it'll come out. There's nothing I could do to avoid it, because I'm surrendered to the flow of this reading. I'm surrendered to the flow of the energy and all that. So if it needs to come out, it's important to the reading, it will continue to come out based on the intentions I have set, the awareness I have to the situation, all that. And that's, your life is no different. It's like at the point you've done the due diligence to know where you're going, you have a clear vision, you know what's important, you know who you are, you know what you believe in, all that. Take the pressure off the decisions as you make them, because you did everything to be in the right space to get to where you're going. And your journey is not that fickle to the point where it's like, yo, you made this one decision, oh, it's over. Like, oh, try again next life. Like, it's not that at all, especially as you've done the things to, you know, cultivate the space that you're in right now. So it's like, yo, you've done the work to be able to relax a little bit, to be able to just trust yourself. So trust yourself and trust that everything will come back as it needs to. So, and look, that's the message. I trusted myself. I didn't take it. And it came out again, and that became a message in itself, you know? It's like, I'm glad I honored it. And I didn't just force it and just do it and be like, oh, 9 lives, you have 9 lives. Because the message I would have delivered taking it the first time would have been completely different. So I trusted, okay, it doesn't feel like I'm supposed to take it right now. And, you know, what's the separation? That was the truth. I wasn't supposed to take it then. I was supposed to take it when it came back out again. And now the message was complete. It's like, there is no separation. All roads lead to where you're going. It's like, if you allow that to be your truth, it will be your truth. You are infinite. Don't forget that. You are connected to it all. You cannot escape that divine flow, you know? It is who you are. So it's like, yes, you can create illusions for yourself to where you feel separate or to where you feel like, you know, you're out of it. But at the end of the day, you can't escape it. You are in the flow. You are nature. You are part of the universe. You are God embodied. You are all these things. So whether you acknowledge it and allow that to be your experience is one thing, but understand that you're using your power and that connection to it all to feel disconnected from it all. That's the illusion you're casting for yourself. And you're that powerful that you can cast those illusions. It's like, how are you using your power? Don't use your power to feel disempowered. Like, that's a never ending cycle. It's like at some point you're going to have to free yourself from that. So, hey, see what it's like to feel empowered, to feel like everything is perfectly fine, that you're exactly where you need to be always, and that everything's unfolding for you as it needs to be always. Try that. See what that feels like. You've done the overthinking. You've done the feeling like everything, you know, you have to be hella careful. You've done all those things. You've tried second guessing yourself and all those things. But it's like, have you tried just feeling like everything's okay no matter what? Have you tried embracing like, I'm exactly where I need to be. Oh, if I don't have that, I don't need it yet. Have you tried existing like that? And if you have, you understand how empowering that feels like, and how true it feels to live your life like that. And how the results come back different, how you're experiencing your reality changes just based on how you choose to see your world and the assumptions you make about the world you live in. Allow yourself to be infinite and allow yourself to be the divine embodiment that you are, because that's the truth of you. And it's like, whether you experience it or not is just a product of how you choose to show up and how you choose to see the world. But the truth is that you're everything, and that you're so powerful, and you're so powerful that you can make yourself feel weak, and to a very believable weak, to, you know. And you'll get the validation of all those things. You'll be like, oh, see, I told you I have bad luck. I told you bad things always happen to me. And it's like, yeah, because you're so powerful that those assumptions that you're making, the law of assumption is the thing. The things you assume will come back true, you know. And it's like, yeah, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy in that way. So it's like, if you are feeling like, oh, see, I told you everything, it's like, okay, tell a different story and be right about that. Why would you want to be right about things that make you feel less than? Try saying, oh man, great things always happen to me. Oh man, my life is so amazing. I always have exactly what I need. And then when that happens, say see about that. Be right about those type of things. What's the point in being right about things that make you feel less than and disempowered? It's like, you have the power. You just got to make that shift. And it's like the line between everything you ever wanted and everything you want no parts of is so thin. And it's all in your perspective, you know. Your awareness and your consciousness and your perspective is the vehicle that you use to navigate this entire reality. So it's like, yo, make sure you're using your vehicle properly. And then, yeah, under that is 11. And this just feels like a path. And then under that is yes. And then decide. And that just feels like exactly what I was saying. As far as like, yo, pick what feels right and go that direction. That's it. Like, the things will unfold how they unfold anyway. But the more time you spend trying to make a decision, the further out of alignment you get, and the harder it will be to make a decision, because that first inkling that you got, that first little ping, that intuitive hit that you got happened in the beginning, and then you started thinking. And it's like, the more time you spend thinking, the further away you get from the call that you got. And it's like, you're really going to have to just decide, because now you don't even remember where you started. You don't remember what felt right at first, because you're that far removed from it. And it's like, your intuition doesn't speak more than once. It doesn't continue to be like, hey, do this, hey, do this, hey, do this. It tells you clearly. And then the thoughts come, then all that come after that. But you have to lean into your intuition and trust it. And even when you have no logical basis to trust it, just go in that direction and trust that, yo, everything will unfold as it needs to. But it's like, yo, this 11 feels like a path. And it's like, you're walking, it's just like, decide. Say yes to it and go. Do what feels like a yes and go in that direction, and trust that everything will unfold as it needs to on that path. Because that's the truth of the situation. And And yeah, there's a lot of cards that came out, but I'm gonna make it quick. And these will be the last ones, and we'll call it. But yeah, Evil Eye came out. And it's like, yo, protect, not even protect, but like just be mindful of who you're sharing things with, you know? Like don't invite noise and where there's clarity, you know? When you see these things for yourself so clear and they got you so excited and you're so charged about them, be careful who you're letting into that space. Because if you're letting in people who aren't aligned, you know, they're going to add noise and seeds of doubt and all that into a space where there was nothing but clarity, nothing but high vibe energy, nothing but flow. And it's like, you don't deserve that, and shouldn't have to navigate these things, and trust and believe that yeah, those seeds can sprout, especially if you hold some of those same feelings within you, you know? Like someone sowing some doubt or, you know, putting fear onto your plans can definitely take root if you have seeds inside of you already of those same doubt, you know? If you're like, damn, maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Like, and then someone comes at the right time and makes you question that very thing, like it's like, fuck, that shit will hit in a way that where it's like now you start to question yourself, and not because of anything they did, just because you already felt that way, and it was the spark that lit the match that of that doubt that you already had within you ready at any given time to be lit by any opportunity to light it. So it's like, be careful who you're inviting into your space, who you're inviting into your sandbox as you're creating these things, as you're creating this life for yourself. So it's like, and if it does rear its head, you don't feel like you have to engage with the noise, you know? You can just be like, yo, there's no room for that here, and, you know, cast it out. But the moment you engage with it and get entangled with it and do this whole dance, like, yo, now you're allowing energy into a space where that was perfect. That was already perfect. That needed nothing. And it's like, what was the point? Just because you wanted their validation, maybe? And it's like, you didn't need it. And now you got the opposite of that. And it's like, this thing was so beautiful and now it's kind of tainted. And it's like, it didn't need to be. It's like light work. And the next is light work. It's like, allow your light to lead the way and follow your light and follow the energy. And yeah, trust that it will lead you everywhere you need to go. And just do what feels right to you. Do what you feel called to do. Because at the point you're living embodied and you're creating things that are embodied, that are truly authentic. Understand that you're doing light work, that you're doing very divine work. And yeah, it may not be as straightforward as, oh, you do tarot readings, or, oh, you spread the information as far as oneness, or you're teaching everybody about all these universal laws and dimensions and trying to free people and get them to free themselves and all that. But it's like, yo, you being fully embodied, you showing up as you 1,000%, and following your internal blueprint is divine work. Because in that process, other people feel it, other people see it. And as you continue to do and you get the results and your life continues to change and change and mold into this thing that feels like you and that is you, understand that people ask, like, dang, what's your secret? Like, how are you doing that? And then in those moments, you get to engage with them. You get to tell them what you did. It's like, yo, I just followed my heart. I just did what I felt called to do. I just embodied myself and I understood my connection to it all. You know, you tell them all those things, and then that is light work, you know? It's like, not because you went out and you were preaching, not because you were going out and trying to wake everybody up, but because you embodied it so well that it was undeniable. That everybody who came across it was like, yo, like, I need to know, like, they're clearly doing something. What is it? And then when the big secret is, I follow my heart, I do what I feel called to do, what reason would anybody have not to go do that? Especially as you're the living proof that it works. As I'm the living proof that it works. As everybody who's doing this very work is the living proof that it works. And after you see so many people doing it, it's like, it becomes a very, very loud choice to be going in a direction that's not that, you know, to continue to show up inauthentically when there's so much proof around of people who just showed up authentically and created a life for themselves off that. So it's like, yo, do what lights you up and understand that that's the divine work. You don't have to go find a mountaintop to preach from. You don't have to go stand outside and have you heard the good word, or leave your job. You don't have to sit there and do that stuff, because people aren't going to listen to that anyway. So it's like, yo, focus on yourself and free the world by freeing yourself. And it's like, save the world by saving yourself, and understand that there is no separation. diving deep into yourself brings you to everything else. It helps you connect to everybody else. And it's like, that's the same thing with your work. It's like, yo, do work on you, do what you need to do, and trust that everything else comes right behind that. And underneath that is overstayed welcome, question mark. And this just feels like, all right, start to wind down. And yeah, and also I'm feeling called to just say, yo, don't stay anywhere longer than you need to. Like, if it feels like something has reached its expiration date, honor that. It doesn't need to be valid, even if you were there for 10 minutes, Shit, even if, that person asked you to be their girlfriend last week and you said yes, and now today you don't want to be anymore. You don't have to second guess that. You don't have to be like, damn, like, it's only been a week. Like, let me wait a month and then I'll say something to her. Let me wait 2 months. Just because it feels more reasonable than a week and then breaking up. Like, yo, at the point you've changed and at the point your desires changed and it's just not aligned anymore, you have to honor it then. Because trust that everything that comes behind that will not be as nice and gentle as you want it to be. So if you're trying to stay there to keep the peace, understand that the peace is already broken. Like, your internal peace is already gone because you don't want to be there anymore. So understand that everything that comes from that there will be no peace. It will just be whether maybe they'll have peace, but you won't have peace. So there won't be no peace. And it's like within the space between the two of you, it will only be tension and dissonance and all that stuff. So it's like the best thing you can do is honor those changes as they happen. And it's like at the point you start questioning, and it's like, am I? Like, honor it, because that's the truth of you. And even if that doesn't mean just break up, it means, okay, let me go have a conversation about how I'm feeling. Like, this is how I'm feeling. I know we just, I just said yes, but I don't know, something in me is like, no right now. Or, maybe there's something that they can shine a light on, or maybe the conversation will bring y'all to a place where it's like, wow, like, and it'll bring closeness and all that, and you end up closer together. Who knows? But it's like, you have to honor yourself. And until you honor yourself, there won't be any way forward, So, yeah, don't be overstaying those welcomes, man. Honor those changes. I don't care if you said yes 10 minutes ago and now it's a no. Like, it's a no now. Sorry. Like, you should have caught me 5 minutes ago. Like, we should have been moving already. But it's okay. And yeah, 222. And this just feels like your angels are close, man. And you're protected. And they're just very present in everything. And it's like these things that are showing up, no matter what they look like, they're all for you. And they're all pushing you in the direction of everything you want and everything you say you want and everything you see for yourself. And it's like, embrace them all as such. Embrace them all as the embodiments of divine energy that they are, just like you are. It's like these things that are showing up, even if they look scary, even if they are stressful or whatever, like, understand that they're all molding you into who you need to be. And yeah, who you need to be is the perfect person for everything that you want. So all you have to do is keep showing up and keep embracing, keep choosing the perspectives that pay you and that make you feel empowered. Because it's all to make you feel empowered. It's all for your best good. And even if the best good is just a lesson, like, yo, okay, I don't need to be around this type of person. Like, that's a lesson. Say thank you for that. Because that'll help you not be around it in the future. So, enough. It's like, yo, enough playing small. Enough being something that you're not. Enough showing up inauthentically. It's like, how much more do you need? How many more lessons do you need? How many more times does the cycle need to play out for you to let it go? It's not going to change. Enough. Let these things fall away and understand that, yes, it might be the end of this era, it might be the end of, a connection with this person, but understand that that's fine. The next connection will be more you anyway. It's like, but you don't get to experience that without letting this go. If you sit there and hold on to everything that ever shows up to you, your life, you will find yourself settling in places that were never meant for you to settle. It's like, you were just supposed to learn this thing, so when that next person comes in, you can recognize, like, oh, okay, yeah, I actually love that. Or, oh, no, I don't like that, And it's like, all this is learning. All this is a breeding ground for the knowledge that you need to create your best life ever and to allow it to happen. But it's like, all you're being tasked to do is to continue to show up and not settle. Continue to choose the thing that feel like you And the things that don't feel like you, allow them to fall away at the very moment that they don't feel like you anymore. And understand that in that process, you're becoming more and more refined. Your desires are becoming more and more refined. Your manifestations are becoming more and more refined until you look up and you live in a world that's hyper you, because you continue to choose you at every turn. You continue to allow the things that weren't you to fall away. So now you look around and your entire experience feels like you and is reflections of you. But that takes you, and no one else can do that for you. And then underneath that, the last few is I got Earth and 444. And this just feels like, yeah, it feels like I just heard the planets recalibrating. Hold on. Yeah, I just heard the planets recalibrating. And that just feels like, yeah, the planets ascending, the energies and frequencies available to us to work with are expanding, and all that. And it's like, allow these new energies to help you create, allow these new energies to help you create spaces for yourself that make you feel whole, whether that be in relationships, whether that be in dynamics and your creations, all that. But it's like, allow these high vibe energies and these energies that are just so present right now to help you create a life that feels like you, and to create a life that feels stable and that feels divine, and that feels like everything that you want out of your life and out of the things that you're experiencing. And understand that they are available for that, you know? And it's like the world we live in may look the same. It may be the same, you know, to the naked eye, but it's like, we're not in Kansas anymore. And that feels very, very clear. It's like, things are not operating as they've always operated, even if to the naked eye they look out as the same as they've always looked. So it's like, if you wait until, you know, there's hella proof, or wait until, you know, science comes behind and tells you like, oh, things are different. If you wait till then, understand that you'll be behind the 8 ball, and that now you'll just be trying to play catch up, when it's like, you could be working with those energies now. You're receiving that message now because they want to work with you. You're here to hear that because the energies are available to you. Everybody's not hearing that, but it's like, you can take it or you cannot take it, but whether you acknowledge them, believe it or not, like, they're there. So it's like, you can use them consciously, or, you know, you can wait. But the truth is the truth, and at some point you'll see. So it's like, understand that things are new and that things are different. And this is a call right now to, you know, become acclimated with them. You're ahead of the curve right now. And so all you're being asked to do is show up, do what feels right to you, and allow the truths of this to become present to you. Because you don't have to go chase them, you don't have to go find them or anything. It's the truth. Like, it's everywhere. It's present, just like the oxygen you breathe. So all you have to do is allow them to become present in your experience, and keep a soft enough awareness to where you can recognize them. And as you continue to allow them to exist, and you engage with them, and, you know, hold space for them, it will become more and more ever present and more clear. So trust that you're divinely protected and guided in this, and that there's nothing to go get or do outside of yourself. It's like, yo, just allow and show up as you feel called to. It's like, who are you? It's like, if you knew who you were, like truly knew who you were and the power of you, you'd understand, like, nothing I said is even that amazing, or is even that big, or like crazy, you know? Like, it's very regular if you really knew who you were. Like, that's the tip of the iceberg. The reality of what's at our disposal, the reality of the energies that are available to us, the reality of this world and life we live is way bigger than anything we've even discussed. So it's like, if you knew that, like, the things I'm telling you right now, you'd easily wrap your mind around and put them into practice and move on, because they're light. They're so light compared to where we're going. They're so light compared to the truth of the things that are available and to be experienced, and that will be experienced by the end, when everything is clear, you know? When hindsight is 20/20, you're like, wow, like, I had no idea that any of this, you know, was possible. It's like, If you knew that and you knew exactly who you were, like to the deepest corner of you, this conversation would be nothing. This conversation would be such a starter pack conversation, such starter pack topics that we're discussing. This would be like a Universe 101 class. You know, this would be like the very, very ground, basic ass level. It's like, because the truth of us is humongous, is infinite, honestly. So it's like, who are you? Start there, start light, and then just embrace these things as light. You know, don't try to make them hella deep. Don't be afraid of them because they don't sound like what you've been hearing or what you've known your world to be. It's like, yo, dabble, like, you know, be like, man, let's see. Allow it to be light, allow it to be play, allow it to be fun, and understand that you will get the proof back, you will get answers, and you will be welcomed and pulled in deeper into your own rabbit hole of you. And you will get the answers to who you are. You will see exactly who you are. And you will see it not only just within you, but reflected all around you in your world, in your experience. And that's the ultimate truth. So it's like, and after all that, roll up, yo. Get back to basics. Keep that shit light, bro. Go roll up. Go do the things that make you feel good, that make you feel like you're on Love Island, you know, and not the show, that freaky ass show, but an island of love, you know, where you can't be reached by anybody, you know, it's just secluded and you're just surrounded and immersed in love, the universal love, and the love of yourself and the love of everything that is and that will be. And it's like, that's the reality of what's being offered to you right now. It's like, you can get lost out here in the Maya, you can get lost out here in the physical and the illusions and all that if you want to. Or you can, you know what, pull your energy back, put it back where it matters. It matters within you, you know. Your reality is your own. It's like, yeah, there's the collective consciousness, there's the collective energies and, you know, the collective creations that we all experience because we've all, you know, we all project those realities out together. But at the end of the day, you're you for a reason, and your reality is the most valid reality there is, you know? Because, like, there's people who you haven't seen in years, and it's like, how do they really exist at that point, you know? Like, outside of the scope of you thinking about them, like, if you weren't to, like for example, there's times where it's like, there's people I followed for a really long time, and I feel like, oh my God, I see them all the time, so immersed in their life. And then for some reason, maybe I'll unfollow or whatever happened. Maybe they unfollow me, and then I peep later, like, oh, they unfollowed me, so I unfollowed them. Yeah, I'm definitely, yeah. But, and then I follow them, and now all of a sudden, months go by, and then randomly somebody will share something on their page or like on their story from that page that I stopped following months ago. And I'm like, oh, damn, I forgot all about them. Like, dang, like, wow. And it's like, in that time, I forgot they existed. And it's like, in that case, did they? In my reality, they really didn't then at that point, you know? Because like at the point where I'm not thinking about them, I'm never seeing them and all that, in my reality, they don't exist. Up until that moment where I saw them and remembered, and you know, then all the memories flood back, and now it's like they're here again. But it's like, in that time gap when they literally didn't exist, they did not exist. And it's like, that's the power of our attention, that's the power of our awareness and all that. And it's like, yo, what are you allowing to exist in your reality? Where's your attention at? It's like, these things may feel like, oh my God, the grave danger, oh my God, there's trouble on every corner, you know? And it's like, that's the power of the news as well, you know? It's like, if you watch the news all day, every day, you'll think that, you know, there's a murder on your corner every night, every night of the week, every night of the year, you'll feel like, if you really watch it like that. But it's like, as soon as you turn it off, it's like, but the reality is, like, how many of those murders did you actually see? Like, none. And it's like, that's not your reality. And that's not to say it doesn't matter, you shouldn't pay attention to it, or it's somebody else's problem. It's not that at all. But it's just like, don't allow these things to feel so present in your reality to where you're, oh my God, you gotta be careful. You never know what's gonna happen. Like, oh my God, you know, people are dying every day. You know, it's like, but that's not your reality. And it's like, if you weren't watching that, you wouldn't even know a lot of that stuff. And it wouldn't be influencing the steps you made, because you wouldn't even know. Like, it wouldn't be in your conscious awareness at all. So it's like, why do you allow it to take up so much space just because you know, just because you paid attention to it and all that? So it's like, What are you allowing to exist in your reality? And it's like at the point where you're so fearful of your world, or it's your world is populated with so much things that create fear, that make you feel less, and all that. It's like, take your power back. Place your attention elsewhere. Place it where you feel empowered, you know. Place it where you feel supported and loved, and where you feel safe and all that. And understand that that will become your reality. And that's what you will be see reflected everywhere you look. It'll be like, wow, safety, wow, support, wow, love, wow, more love, wow, more love, wow, more love, wow, safety. Like, you know, but it's like the point where you're just consuming fear, you're casting your awareness on fear and things that make you feel fearful. You will see that everywhere just the same way. It's like you always have a choice. It's like, what are you choosing to power? What are you choosing to give your energy to and allow to exist in your reality? So that feels like, yeah, that's the message, honestly. And definitely spend some time thinking about that. Take scope of your reality, take scope of your world, pay attention to how you feel on like a moment to moment, day to day basis. And really take your power back where you can, you know. And yeah, see you later. Like, that's it. It's like the rest of the work from here is, you know, on us. It's to live, it's to integrate, it's to make the choices now that we know, and now that these things are fresh on our mind. Because, you know, all of it's not new. Like, a lot of it's not new. But it's like, now that it's fresh, now you know what to keep an eye out for. Make sure you're choosing the things that are in alignment. You're choosing timelines. Keep choosing the timelines that get you close to where you're going, that match the truth you know of the world you live in. At every turn and relentlessly, please, because it is that deep. So, yeah. Remember, this is where we are. Don't move backwards. Don't regress. Don't get fear, or don't get scared back into boxes that you've outgrew and stepped on a long time ago. You're being celebrated. I don't care what shows up in your experience right now. Hold your ground. Remember, we saw the wands and the wands rooted into the ground. Stand your ground as you were. And I promise, as you continue to do these things, as we continue to pick up momentum towards spring, I promise you, your flowers will blossom. And you will realize that you were in a garden, like the most amazing garden ever. It's like it was covered in snow through the winter. You didn't realize how lush and how perfect where you were standing was. You just knew you were cold and that, oh my God, I can't really see anything. It's kind of dark. It sucks out here right now. But it's like, hey, stay patient. Stay patient. That sun is coming. The snow's gonna melt, and you're gonna look around. You're gonna hear the birds singing. You're like, whoa, like this is where I was this whole time. It's like, yeah, you did it. You made it here. This is why they were celebrating, even though you looked around and you were like, damn, shit doesn't seem different, or wow, things feel kind of gloomy. It's still shadowy and all that. It's like, yeah, just you wait. Keep doing your thing. But yeah, I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And I'm proud of us, man. I'm really, really proud of us and the work we continue to do here. And we just continue to elevate and continue to expand and just all that. And it's just so divine. And yeah, this container and the Patreon, you know, I'm gonna get to y'all to that in a second. Everything, it just feels like we continue to expand, and it just continues to be exactly what I envisioned, as far as just the power and the magnitude of the things that we're capable of and that we could do here. But it also continues to be way more than I could have ever anticipated. And it continues to be way bigger than me. And it's just really dope. And I'm just really honored to be, you know, here at the center, at the forefront of it, and be able to curate these spaces and these containers, and to curate the work we're doing, and to work with the energy and reflect the energy back to you all and express it, and, you know, allow us to work with it and all that. Like, I'm very, very grateful for the role that I play in it. And I also understand that it's way bigger than me, you know, and that I'm just a vessel of the divine energy, of the divine grace and all that. And I'm just doing my part as you're doing your part. And there's no separation, you know, everybody's doing their part. It's very, very equal and important. And, you know, it doesn't matter how much I do without you all being here to receive it. It doesn't matter, you know. I can know as much as I want to know. I can be as connected as I want to be. I can be as wise and have so much truth to speak. But at the point that there's nobody who wants to hear it, there's nobody who has the ears to hear it or the depth to hear it. It's just knowing that a tomato is a fruit, you know. But y'all being able to be here allows me to it to become wisdom, like, and understanding as well, as I share it and as we work with it, and you know, it takes root and we get the results back. It just continues to expand. But yeah, it takes everybody doing their part. So I thank y'all so much, and yeah, I humbly return here every week and excited to work with you all and excited to navigate the energies with you all and put my best foot forward. And you know, it's just beautiful, and I'm very grateful for it. And it's all I've ever asked for and all I've ever wanted, and it's just so aligned to who I am at this point. And it's literally a dream come true. So thank y'all for being a part of that and continuing to support me, and know that the more you support me, it's all just coming right back, you know, because this is not a means to an end for me. This is not like, you know, this is to make money, and then when I make the money, I get to go do what I really want to do. It's not that at all. Like, this is the work. Like, if shit changed and $1 billion dropped in my account right now, I'd still be here next Monday, you know. I'd still be posting the recaps on YouTube every day. I'd still be sharing the same messages. I'd still come back here ready to do the work, because I do this because this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and not because, you know, it was put up on me, but because it's what I want to do. It's my purpose. It's what I chose to do. It's what I came to this planet to do, you know. So yeah, I'm not going anywhere, and know that your support of this container and the space and me is really only supporting yourself, because it just comes back and it continues to grow and grow and grow and grow, and I'm putting it all right back here because this is what I'm supposed to be doing and this is what I want to do. So the more y'all show up and the more y'all, you know, give your energy to it and put your best foot forward, know that I'm taking the steps right with you, and that I don't plan on going anywhere. And I'll be here, you know, doing this work until I can't speak anymore. And then hopefully by then there'll be other ways that I can communicate and express the energy. Or hey, maybe it won't need to be expressed anymore. We'll be in a world where everybody just knows and it's just the truth, and it doesn't take anybody having to speak it anymore, because we all just know that. And I feel like, and that's the whole point. Any good teacher or anybody who really knows what's up and is trying to lead, if they're really doing their job, they understand that at some point you won't need them anymore if they're leading you correctly. No leader should have plans to be a leader forever, you know, because if I have to lead you forever, I'm not doing something right. If I have to teach you forever, and at the point I disappear, you're stuck and you're not good, then I didn't do my job. The whole point is to do your job so well that at some point you're not needed anymore. And yeah, so yeah, I'll be here until that happens. So thank y'all for being here. Yeah, definitely go check out the Patreon. It is live. It's been like a good week and a half, and it's so awesome, bro. It's so awesome. I love it so much. And yeah, there's so much magic in there, you know. If you haven't made your way over and joined yet, do so. There's nothing to lose and everything to gain. I have it set up to where you can start with a 7-day free trial, and there 7 days is more than enough to get a scope of the land and run through everything that's there. And if you don't plan on subscribing, that's fine too. I trust that everything that's there is enough to get from point A to point B a little bit. But yeah, just accept it as a thank you, as an offering from me for you being here and continuing to be here and continue to support me. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff on there. There's a couple journal with me's, and I feel like if you don't do anything else, definitely take advantage of those. Definitely tap in with those. I feel like those are my favorite series on there so far, just because the intimacy of it and just the things that we consider and we work with, and I feel like they're very eye-opening and they're very revealing of the self to self, you know. Like, you'll be able to see yourself, and yeah, it feels like the shadow work, but not shadow work. It's like the light of you, you know, seeing yourself from a different perspective, understanding exactly where you are. But yeah, so the journal with me is, if you don't tap in with anything else, definitely tap in with those. But there's also like meditate with me videos. There's videos from other creators that I've shared that were resonant. Um, what else? Oh, we started the Sunday Shadows series, which is a weekly series, which is like the equivalent of Monday Magic, but like the shadow work side. So it's a live stream on Patreon. I have a deck specific for that. Yeah, and then we do the shadow work. We answer questions and we work through the energies the same way. So yeah, we did the first one last night. So that's on there. If you join the Patreon, you can go and catch that live replay. And yeah, if you go sign up today, you'll be able to be there for the next one on the Sunday. So yeah, it's just a perfect time. So if you have any interest and you find yourself doing the work on your own or whatever, hey, join and realize that, not realize, but it's truly community, and that's what I'm going for, and that's what we're building there. And yeah, it's a place where you can do the work and have the support of other people doing the work as well. You know, you get to go on there and see other people being better and growing and evolving, and you can share, and it's this beautiful thing, and community is the way forward, period. So it's dope and it's been a long time coming. Like, I was working on that Patreon, and not necessarily physically, but it was in my mind and something I wanted to do for years, like a good 3 years now, before Monday Magic, before a lot of these things, just based on my own work and just wanting to create a space for people who may not know where to start, you know, because I'm somebody who gets very immersed in something, who's like, yo, like, oh, I'm doing this, so I'm doing it. Now I'm looking up materials, I'm doing this and trying to learn more, and that's just me naturally. And I know everybody's not like that, and so some people, they want to do the work, but they don't know where to start, or they don't have that, and they push and drive to just go that way, this way, and just go down the rabbit hole. So it's kind of like, okay, if you want to grow, all you have to do is show up and engage and bring your best foot forward. If you engage with everything that gets shared in here, yes, it may not be all the growth, you know, that it may not touch every corner you need, but it'll get the inertia going. It'll get you going in the right directions. And then from there, you can kind of figure out what else you need, but you already have your footing. You already know where to look. You already have a community around you of people who are doing it. So now you can ask questions if you need to ask questions, you know, but yeah, I could talk about it all day because it really means that much to me. And it really is an embodiment of the work that I'm here to do and the work we do here. But, you know, that's Tuesday through Sunday, you know, in between the Monday Magics, and including Monday too. So head over to the Patreon. Yeah, get your free trial started today, man. 7 days, more than enough time to dive in and check out everything and realize whether it's a place for you or not. So, yeah, the links to that are in my bio. If you don't want to look there, it's patreon.com/5D just too easy. What else? Oh, I also, if anybody looking to book a private reading, personal reading, I added 2 new offerings in there, and those are based on shadow work. So if you've been looking to do some shadow work and don't know where to start, definitely book those. I'm excited for those sessions, because yeah, we get into the nitty gritty, and not just leave you with all these, you know, heavy ass energies, but actually, you know, we get to navigate them together, and yeah, do some really, really powerful work. So yeah, those are in there as well. And if you're just interested in a reading of any variety with me, definitely check them out. I feel like those sessions are very, very powerful, and they always end up being more than just readings. You know, they feel like way more than that. It feels like, I don't know, spiritual consultation or something like that. Beyond just the reading and the cards themselves, it feels way more profound than that. So, and the words will never do it justice. You kind of got to get in there and experience it. But you know, you've been here on Monday Magic, and you've seen me enough to know how I get down. So I'm sure you can imagine. But yeah, besides that, do all the things, y'all. Share with somebody. Let them know that, you know, they always have a choice, and that they can have a good day on purpose and a good life on purpose, and that they are empowered and that they're God embodied. You know, do all that stuff. Like, subscribe, connect with me on Instagram. Haven't been on there as much as I've been in the past, but I definitely yeah, I'm planning to be on there more, just to continue to share things and to continue to stay immersed in the energy and to help others stay immersed in the energy and continue to show up and allow myself to be seen, you know, because that's the name of the game right now. We didn't do all this work to hide ourselves away, so I want to make sure I'm always remembering that and, yeah, allowing myself to be felt as much as possible without compromising myself, of course, and without disregarding spiritual hygiene and energetic hygiene and all that. So, yeah, just connect with me everywhere, man. Like, there's so much and there's so many dimensions. Like, I could sit here all day and tell you to go do this, go do that, go do this, go do that. But yeah, just hit that link tree and scroll with your eyes closed and click something and see where it takes you. I don't know, but check out my music too, man. KK the Artist on all platforms. Um, yeah, I still have my album for sale, which is pay for what you want. So you can buy it for as little as $1, as much as $1,000,000, whatever feels right. So if you're looking at a way to give back to me or donate to me or support me in other ways, like that's probably the main way I'd say to go do that. And that's like the second link on my bio. Like the first one is the Patreon. The second one is the album on sale on Even. So, and then after that is the personal reading. So all the things I mentioned are in the top. And yeah, oh, W. And thank you so much as always. You're welcome. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all always holding it down. And I really love y'all a lot. And I'm so grateful for y'all. And y'all know that. I always tell y'all. And I'm sure y'all feel it. But that's it for me, man. That's the conclusion of Monday Magic. It's definitely been a very magical Monday. Then, thank you. Thank you for the bits, Dream. You're always right on time. And it always feels like the first time, every time. And I'm always so grateful. And yeah, I can spend all day telling y'all how grateful I am. But you're absolutely welcome, y'all. And thank y'all for being here. And I'm so excited. Today was amazing. Today was dope. I'm already excited for the next one. I'm excited to see everybody on Patreon. Yeah, I'm just excited. And I hope you feel the momentum that's building and everything that's unfolding right now, because things are really picking up. And I promise you, when spring hits, I don't know where we'll be, but I know it'll be nothing but divine. So yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go. Have a great day on purpose. Have a great week on purpose. Have a great year on purpose. Have a great life on purpose, you know. You always have a choice. And make sure you never forget that, okay? But yeah, I love y'all. Peace. And I'll see y'all soon, man. See y'all on the other side. Meet me on Patreon. I'm telling you, we're doing some great things over there. But I'll see y'all later. Bye now. This button always gives me a problem. Y'all don't want me to go. See ya, man.